Folks, it is with a great pleasure that I can say ESO doesn't go into maintenance mode. I know. Who would have thought that they don't abandon a game that rakes them in millions of dollars. Yeah, but first thing first, right? Hello, welcome to the Daily Red Ramble. This is a format where we talk about anything ESO related. In the background, you will see my daily Red routine. It is actually pretty short nowadays because we made some progress. 10 minutes without loading times, so I think I have to loop it probably. You don't have to watch anything else. If you're new here on the channel, this episode stands for itself. This is episode 6. And today we are talking about update 45. Yep, there we go. 2 days ago on, what's it today? Today's Saturday, so Thursday evening, my time at least, 8 PM CET, the Bethesda main channel on Twitch announced the update 45, and they gave some insights into the update that is coming on March 10th for PC and on March 25th on consoles. Yeah, you get it 15 days later. And there is one thing I want to particularly talk about today, and it is the changes coming to Cyrodiil. And it caught me by surprise, as a matter of fact, that they actually announced something about Cyrodiil already. I have been in Senira's stream before that, and she was saying like, how much copium is it if I hope for any Cyrodiil updates, and I was like, yeah, that's like shipments worth of copium. And then we actually did get info about Cyrodiil. But what happened? If you have not seen the stream on Thursday on the Bethesda channel, then you are probably unaware of what's going on right now. And so if we go back a little bit, in December we had a letter from Matt Firor, that's some kind of CEO, I don't know the exact title, but some high up guy in the ZeniMax team. And he essentially said, yeah, we're gonna shift over our model from chapter releases to a seasonal model. And that sparked a bit of, I'd say, skepticism in the community, because some people were doomerism the shit out of this. And they thought that ESO is going into maintenance mode, but I can assure you, they will not go into maintenance mode. This is just fear-mongering. It doesn't make sense even, because they announced that they will revamp some old zones to better match the new visual appeal that the new zones have. So why would you do that when you go into maintenance mode? That doesn't make any sense. But aside from that, so they announced a Cyrodiil update, and that's a huge thing, because what they are trying to do with Cyrodiil will lead to the fact that PvE plebs like me are able to join PvP without having to prep anything. So before this update will come live in March 10th, it is like this, right? So you are a PvE player and you think about going into PvP, and then you realize, I need a new build, I need new skills, I need a new armory slot, I need new armor to begin with, I need to adjust my playstyle, I need survivability and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, you know what, I would like to just jump into some sort of battleground or Cyrodiil or whatever. And then you have to do all this prep. And this held me back personally. One of the reasons I never got into PvP is the whole prep that you have to do for this. But without talking around it any longer, in Cyrodiil they will implement a huge change, and that change will be that the classes will get standardized. So what that means is, when you enter Cyrodiil, there will be standardized abilities for your respective class. And these abilities will be toned down in their complexity significantly. So there are way less effects for these abilities, and everybody has access to the same abilities for their class. from the get-go. So you essentially enter Cyrodiil in a blank slate, and what that means is that every player suddenly is not so much dependent on their gear, skills and prep they did for PvP beforehand, but rather their skill. So if you have never done PvP, you can get into PvP with this change and get still annihilated, but at this point you know, okay, that person just played better or I played wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with my gear, with my abilities, because gear is also a non-factor anymore. You are getting standardized gear for these for the Cyrodiil campaign that will start on March 10th, I believe, on the main servers for 1 week. So they are testing this. All the other campaigns for Cyrodiil will not be active at that time, and I think this is a great change. But you know, when you hear like standardized and complexity toned down, first impulse is probably like, I don't know, man. That sounds a bit shallow then, right? And I disagree. I would normally be sharing that sentiment, but in this instance I would disagree. I'm not shilling for ESO here, by the way. I'm a hard critic in a lot of things. But personally I'm psyched about this update because I wanted to get into PvP for a long time. But why they did this with the complexity and toning all this crap down is server load, right? They want to get back to huge battles in Cyrodiil, what they started out with in 2014. There is, I believe, a max cap of 1,800 players back then in Cyrodiil, and I don't have any numbers for nowadays, but it's definitely way less, and that's mostly because of all the abilities that have so many passive effects tied towards them as well. So the server load is crazy. So in the Bethesda stream on Thursday, the combat designer Brian Wheeler talked about this a little bit, and he essentially said we try to get everything down to the very bare minimum to allow for as many players as possible to join a single Cyrodiil campaign. Alright? So normally I would be like, oh well, that seems very shallow, but I believe that when you have standardized skills and standardized everything, so a level playing field for everybody, that skill gets rewarded way more. So you know when you get annihilated and destroyed, it's either you run into a Zerg, you don't have a chance anyway, or in a 1v1 you usually know, okay, I think I should have probably played that differently in order to win this 1v1. And I think that's a great thing. It's a great thing. I'm looking forward to this. We will get this campaign on the live servers, as I've mentioned. Usually we get this kind of stuff on the PTS, but Brian Wheeler said we want as many people to join this because we need the data. We need data to see how all these things go, how the server load is. And he said a player count just doesn't match live servers, which makes sense. So they are bringing this to the live servers right away, which is also unprecedented, I believe. It's a huge thing, a huge change, and they have mentioned like a million times, it's temporary, it's a test, guys, it's a test, don't worry, it's a test. So they literally, it took like 5 or 10 minutes or so with repeating, it's a test, guys, don't worry, we're not gonna screw this up. So they have been a bit anxious about this. I guess it makes kind of sense when you make such a huge change. The PvP crowd in essentially every MMORPG is a very vocal crowd, to put it euphemistic. So yeah, I'm psyched to see that. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this. I will link an article from the ESO website in the description, and I will also link the VOD of the Bethesda channel, if I can do that. So you can check this all this stuff out for yourself, because this stream was like, what, 1 hour? I can't get into every single detail. And you can just read the article, you know, you don't need me to read that article for you. We did that on stream yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday was stream. If you want to see the streams as well, we do quite some fun stuff, not just ESO, but we talk about life, about mental health, about society, all this kind of stuff. Mainly ESO, but we're gonna play other stuff in the future as well. Then there is a link in the description to my Twitch channel. We need 14 more followers so I can get affiliated. That would be very splendid and awesome, so check that out if you want to. And one more thing, there are plenty of things they have announced with their two more dungeons. They're gonna revamp the starting islands, which is Balfoyan, Strosmik High, Betnik, Bleakrock Isle, and Canathius Roost. I think this time I got all of them. They showed some before and after pictures, which made me like, yeah, I guess it's something. I wish they would have tuned up the vibrance a little bit, like bring some color in there, because ESO has always this kind of washed out color tone, which I think just needs some color. You know, it's just like 5 or 10% more. You don't need that crazy vibrance where your eyes explode when you look at it. But I wish they would have done something like this. They mostly did some lighting work and some textures. Unfortunately, you can't see the before and after pictures in the article, so I think it's only on the Bethesda VOD. So you have to tune into that if you want to see a preview of that. And aside from that I find very interesting, that people have been wanting for 4 years now, I believe, after they introduced Champion Point System 2.0, is that a lot of the Champion Point perks from the green, so the crafting tree, are getting are taken away from having to be slotted and get into a passive ability, and that's insanely great. So they said which ones that are. It's also not in the article for whatever reason. They didn't talk about this in the article. Don't ask me, I don't know. But what I remember is the meticulous disassembly will be a passive. So naturally you still have to add the skill points into this for you to unlock it, but you don't have to slot it into the champion points anymore. So huge thing. Meticulous disassembly is the one where you get like the best things possible from refining and deconstructing and stuff, so it's mandatory essentially if you do crafting. Then the homemaker perk is also is gonna be passive. And the three things I'm not 100% sure is the treasure thingy and the Master Gatherer and Plentiful Harvest. I think these three also go into the passive ones. Not 100% sure. You would have to check out the stream from them for this to verify this. Yeah, and what do I think? I'm actually a bit surprised about the amount of content that we're getting. The PTS starts on Monday, so I'm recording this on the January the 11th of 2025, if you're looking in the future. And so in 2 days there will be the PTS launching with update 45. And I think we're getting more than I had personally expected. When I saw that letter in December from Matt Firor, I was like, okay, this is a nice way of us telling, we're changing things up, all right? We're changing things up. Don't expect too much. But so I was thinking in March we just get the Betnik and stuff, the starter island revamps, or overhauls rather. It's not really revamp, is it? It's like an overhaul, some visual improvements. And I thought that's it, that's what we're getting, but we're getting actually quite a lot more. We're getting the 2 dungeons, we get the Cyrodiil update, we get the the starter islands, and then the champion point, so some other adjustments. And a huge thing, by the way, I almost completely forgot about that, for the console players out there, which apparently there are a few of these. If you are on the newer consoles, so not on the old gen, then I have good news for you. I have good news for you because add-on support will come to consoles. Right? Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I play on PC and I'm depending on a lot of add-ons. Without them, the game would turn into quite a slog. And you know me, if you don't, I do some grindy stuff in ESO. I kind of need them because otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to you folks who play on console to get access to the Lazy Rit crafters, to TTC, to character knowledge, trade buddy, and all that stuff. I mean, I hope that you get it. And the stream mentioned that they are going to open the, I think it's the API or whatnot, for the add-ons developers, so they can start developing the add-ons, so the add-ons can get launched with update 45 for consoles. That's March 25th. Once again, we PC players get it on March 10th. You guys are just second class. It's just the nature of being console player. Lol. So I think that's great news. I'm happy for you folks that this is gonna come to console as well. And I think this bodes well for 2025. I think it bodes well. The stream itself was once again, in my opinion, very amateurish. One of the hosts didn't have a proper microphone. They were on a headset, a microphone. It sounded awful. You guys have better quality right now with me. With my microphone than the lead community something was, which I find kind of odd. So the prep for that stream was you know, presentation was but what they introduced, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I'm looking forward to that. We will see the global reveal for the next chapter in April, so we don't have info on that just yet. So we have to wait for that, but I think there's something that we can look forward to in March. And even if you don't like Cyrodiil and you don't care about the overhaul of the old zones, then the green champion point perk getting being passive should be enough for you to be kind of happy about this update. So yeah, let me know what you think about this stream. Have you seen the stream? I have already opened my Ouroboros crate that I got as a drop. I got the bonus drop, and the bonus drop was shimmering, and I was like, oh god damn it, yeah, that's the apex. That must be the apex. And it was a tincture that was worth 1 gem. I was completely annihilated once again. Why did it shimmer? Why is that a thing? And it's just a freaking fucking tincture, you know? Yeah, but I got that. Yeah, let me know what you think about this update, what's coming, what are your thoughts on this, are you still skeptic about 2025? Remember, if you want to catch streams in the future, we will be streaming on Sunday. Every Sunday there's a stream. We also have a Discord. Both of these are in the description, so tune up, say hi, that would be greatly appreciated. We have always a good time. It's a safe space, so don't worry. Yeah, and other than that, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have an awesome day. You take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.